cheap. I don't wanna hear man speak now, man, cause talk is cheap. Cheap. I don't wanna hear man speak now, man, cause talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. I don't wanna hear man speak now, man, cause talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. I don't wanna hear man speak now, man, cause talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. I don't wanna hear man speak now, man, cause talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. I don't wanna hear man speak now, man, cause talk is cheap.
You wanna Beamer, Audi or Merc? Less chillin', more work, and that's first. Them rap shit, they make girls twerk, and that's why I can't stop working. But them pagans are always lurking, but I see them first. Pray to God that the music works. Pray to God that the music works. No more struggle, 24/7, yeah, hustle. You got a rollie, but your man ain't got one. That's what I call dum-dum. I'm from a place called London, where a lot of man talk guns, but only some abundant. And you can still get robbed, just for taking a trip to the corner shop. Less talking, more action. I need a car and a crib, that's a mansion. Less talking, more action. I need a car and a crib, that's a mansion. I need a car and a crib, that's a mansion. Car and a crib, that's a mansion. Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. I don't wanna hear man speak now, man, cause talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. I don't wanna hear man speak now, man, cause talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. I don't wanna hear man speak now, man, cause talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. I don't wanna hear man speak now, man, cause talk is cheap. Sitting there waiting for handouts. Us man got the whole game planned out, but it's cool, we can stay in the background. I'ma chase every pound till there's no more. No more talking, no more. See me just stuck to the plan. From there built on a couple grand. Why? Cause I gotta live lavish. She the painting, yeah, she's Spanish, and I wonder how she managed. I might deets that ting then vanish. I might deets that ting then vanish. You see there? Fuck boy language. How you know the plug and you don't speak Spanish? Ever had bands wrapped in plastic? That feeling there? Fantastic. Less talking, more action. I need a car and a crib, that's a mansion. Less talking, more action. I need a car and a crib, that's a mansion. I need a car and a crib, that's a mansion. Car and a crib, that's a mansion.
Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. I don't wanna hear man speak now, man, cause talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. I don't wanna hear man speak now, man, cause talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. I don't wanna hear man speak now, man, cause talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. I don't wanna hear man speak now, man, cause talk is cheap. I don't wanna hear man speak now, man, cause talk is cheap. I don't wanna hear man speak now, man, cause talk is cheap.